Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a 2019 launch from Vacheron Constantin. The modern-day Historique 1955 Corne de Vache chronograph arrived in platinum for 2015. In stainless steel as a regular offering, it arrived in 19, and it pays tribute to the new for 1955 Vacheron 6087 chronograph, of which only about 3 dozen were made in rose and yellow gold, plus a few pieces decades later in platinum. So this watch is a rare modern-day timepiece, paying tribute to an incredibly scarce historic one. It is from the Historique collection of Vacheron Constantin, which since the early 90s has revived historic and standout Vacheron designs in modern formats with modern fit, finish, material, and chronometry. So this timepiece is 38.5 millimeters in stainless steel, and that's its diameter. It's 11.1 millimeters thick and 47.4 millimeters from lug to lug, with a standard 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can get a good sense of it. As we move farther away, you can see the general proportion. My wrist is not large, so this watch is ideal for those with tastes for traditional size, greater discretion of luxury watches, or perhaps you are a lady collector looking for something that is a no-nonsense high horology item, and perhaps you have a smaller wrist, and this is going to be a perfect match. It is a unisex standout. Now, as you can see, it is low on the wrist with the domed bezel and crystal, so it'll easily slide underneath the dress cuff. But with a tachymeter or chronograph and a steel case, it's a bit sportier than your standard Vacheron dress watch. As you can see, the lugs have been drilled relatively close to the case, so it wears even better on a small wrist, and a curved spring bar is used so that the strap is never impeded by the flank of the case. You can appreciate that the strap, which, as you can see here, is an extraordinary custom piece for Vacheron, Serapion of Milan, providing this lovely calfskin, double calfskin strap with a handsome gradient fade, light at its center and dark at its edges, and this is not something you often see. Straps with gradient coloration are very rare, so this feels even more bespoke, and it really does set off the rest of the experience, as even the strap on this timepiece is special. Monotone stitch, as you could see, sheer cut sides showing the layer of leather. There's a little bit of bolstering to add some volume, and of course a more natural calfskin on the bottom. You can see that it is a brand new Italian-made Serapion factory strap for Vacheron. No gouging, no crimping, and yes, because it's a steel watch and a VC, there is a matching steel Maltese cross Vacheron logo style pin buckle. You have once more the Maltese cross on the crown, then two vintage-inspired pump pushers, and those lovely Corne de Vache lugs, the cow horn, and they really are that. You can see that they are beautifully crafted and welded to the flank of the case by hand, with the remainder, the evidence of the weld, all removed by hand to create this sharp break between case flank and lug profile. The case is olive polished, and as you can see, the bezel is quite minimal. It's a very narrow domed or gadroon style, giving way to a matte silver dial that has a tachymeter outboard for gauging speed, and then you can see it features chronograph hands, seconds as well as minutes in fired blue, with white gold indices, white gold logo, white gold Roman numerals at 12 and 6, and then handsome and beautifully barrel vaulted white gold baton style hands. This is the kind of three-dimensional high horology hand construction that you expect to find on small boutique independents making between 50 and 150 watches a year. It's very impressive to see it on this Vacheron. Now we have a matte silver center and outboard, and then we have a sharper metallic silver that sits under the minute and seconds track, and you can see that the Arabic seconds and minutes inboard are actually a lovely scarlet red. It is a gorgeously detailed dial with sunken sub-registers that have inboard concentric graining and then little railroad tracks against to which you will read scales. Their scales, as you can see, are little railroad tracks of different size. Now, taking a look at the case back, Vacheron calls this caliber 1142, and it's based on the historic Le Mans 2310 Bosch that's done business in everything from Breguet to Patek to Omega, where it was known as caliber 321 and it went to the moon. Now, this is a higher standard of finishing than a standard Le Mans 2310. As you can see, the movement, which is beautifully adjusted in 5 positions, fixed with a free-sprung balance, so you can see there's a fixed stud holder. So the 5-position adjustment, which is high horology, is better held by this non-moving stud holder. All the adjustments are used by means of adjusting the balance. You have bolts that move in and out to change the inertia. There's an overcoil hairspring made by hand to ensure that the watch's hairspring beats concentrically in every position with respect to gravity, improving the performance of the watch across a day's use. 21 joule movement is a combination of column wheel and lateral clutch, manual wind with a 48-hour power reserve and a 21.6 beat rate. You can see the column wheel even features a black polished Maltese cross at its center that fixes it down, and the column wheel makes for crisp actuation. The lateral clutch makes for beauty. It's not as efficient as a vertical clutch, but it is more visible, and as you can see, Vacheron has used that entire steel clutch structure, including the two driving wheels, as a canvas on which to lavish more fine finish. The bevels are mirrored, the Cote de Genève perfectly aligned, the screw heads black polished, and as you can see, all of the chronograph components in steel are satinated on their top and beveled on their edge, and all of this water resistant down to 30 meters. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing.